Hello and welcome to the Mockingbird Show, a show where we dive deep into the nuances of early childhood education, what we need to do with the little ones, and how we can do it best in order to give them a life which is the most rewarding, where they can work and live optimally. And this is the aim of this channel. This is a parenting channel. It's a channel for educators, for early childhood enthusiasts, anybody who would want to know more about early childhood education and what shapes us and how crucial these years are in one's life. So why wait? Let's delve into another topic that I've come up with today, and that is the secret blueprint of our relationship, how our earliest bonds shape our lives. What if I told you that the earliest relationships that we had with our parents, with people in the environment, shapes us how we behave today as an adult? Are we loving? Do we accept kindness? Are we empaths? Do we withdraw? Do we go and argue? Everything that shapes our present relationship. This episode is for parents, educators, and adults who would want to know more about the early childhood experiences that shape their relationship pattern today. Coming to segment one, what is the attachment theory? Attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby and expanded by Mary Ainsworth, isn't just psychology, it's biography. It's a life story written in emotional ink before you even learn to speak. At its core, attachment theory is about connection. It explains how the bond between a child and their primary caregivers shape the way that child relates to others throughout life. Imagine it as your brain's emotional GPS. It either helps you navigate healthy relationships or lead you into familiar but painful patterns. But here's the truth. These early patterns are not your fault. They were adaptations, your brain's way of surviving the emotional climate you were born into. Coming to segment two, let's break it down into four core attachment styles. Each one has its own emotional journey, and there are chances that you or someone you love will be able to resonate with this attachment theories that I would be sharing. So the first is secure attachment. People with secure attachment, they find that the people around them are people who give them a lot of confidence, a lot of love, a lot of security. They have parents who always believe in them, and they help the child to grow in a way that the child understands love, bonding, security within the family. And that enables them to view relationships in a way where it is more healthy in terms of discussing or understanding what is going on with the other person. And it is the most secure way of living one's life in one's self-belief and love for oneself. So let us take a childhood example. Sneha lives with her parents, and her parents has always been very supportive. They have comforted her when she cried, and they were always there to help her when she wanted to scaffold her. And whenever she faced any fear, they were there to support and love her. Now Sneha has grown up and she is in a relationship with Arjun. So whenever she has a fight with Arjun, she kind of tries to understand the reason behind the fight, explains, and even says sorry if she needs to. And Sneha's work relationship with her colleagues is also very good. She's a team player. She loves to work with one another. She loves to collaborate, and she is a perfect, team mate for her office group. So she believes in relationship, and she is very trustful, and she loves to communicate and also to solve problems amicably if anything crops up. So a very secure attachment that Sneha had got during her early childhood years led to wonderful relationship that she has developed in her adult life. Coming to the next attachment style, which is anxious attachment. This happens when the caregivers are inconsistent. They're sometimes loving and sometimes angry, and they're withdrawn. And this kind of makes the child think whether they have done something wrong. So they have a tendency to cling and they fear abandonment. So let us look at a childhood example. Ravi grew in a household where his parents were sometimes very kind and loving towards him and sometimes very cool and withdrawn. He didn't know what to expect from them, and as a result, he used to feel that whether he's okay or he's not, and he also became hyper vigilant, kind of, and constantly he wanted attention from his parents. Now, Ravi is a grown up adult, and with his partner, he often feels that he is intensely jealous, or he seeks attention, or he feels that he's rejected. His sense of rejection is a lot. And even with his colleagues, he is not too cordial. He is again withdrawn, and at times he is very, very cooperative. And he also takes any kind of comments or anything that is said to him very personally. So when a relationship is such that the parents are not giving constant love or a constant support which the child wants, they tend to develop these kind of behavior where there is a lot of anxiousness that is visible, and the child as a grown-up adult behaves in a way where it is very difficult to understand why he has taken these things personally when nothing too much was said or something. So it's basically his feeling, the neural pathways that were developed around the relationships he had during his early childhood that shaped his relationship now in his adulthood. The third kind of attachment is avoidant attachment, when emotional needs of the child is not met. So the child may have ample in terms of food and in terms of the early childhood care that is required, but his or her emotional need is not met by the parents. And whenever he feels or she feels that they need the emotional support, there has always been a cold feeling that they get. So as a result, the child feels a lot vulnerable because the child is now trying to cope up with this kind of vulnerability, and as a result, they shut down. So they shut down to emotions, they shut down to feelings, and that is one of the coping mechanisms, I would say, for the child to deal with their feelings during the early childhood years, which they are not able to share, or even if they share, they do not find any response to it. Now, if we look at a childhood scenario, say Megha's parents were providing her very good education and good nutrition, all kind of facilities, but they were emotionally unavailable for her. They were either working parents or didn't have the time or could not give her that kind of attention that she wanted. Now, Megha is a grown-up girl, and she has a relationship with Arun. And when Arun wants to tell her something, which is personal, which involves feelings and emotions, Megha immediately shuts down. She tries to change the topic, and she doesn't, face that topic or that conversation. Even in her office, she is kind of aloof, she is emotionally unavailable, and she does her work well, but then she doesn't create any kind of bonding with the people around her. Coming to the fourth type of attachment, it is the disorganized attachment, and this I feel is one of the most dangerous, most complex attachment that people feel, and this happens when the caregivers are both loving and at the same time they are very strict, or they give trauma to the child. So there's an element of love and fear that is what the child faces when living with such kind of parents. So sometimes he's given intense love, and sometimes that child is pushed away, and he doesn't know what to expect. So this usually happens when the children have parents who are victims of substance abuse, and so this child in a way feels the inner tug of war. So when the child becomes an adult, he has relationships where he would tell his partner that he cannot live without her, or he loves her a lot, and then ghost her at the same time, you know. So there is kind of this irregularity of feelings. There is a lot of emotional involvement, and at the same time detachment. And such a child, when he or she becomes a parent, he would either become very emotional with his child and then feel guilty about it, or don't know what to do, and then stay withdrawn. So they get this very mixed feeling. It's very traumatic for such children, because they do not understand the stability of a relationship, and it is like very challenging for them to make out, to actually position themselves in the relationship, whether they are loved or they are not loved, whether they're wanted or they're not wanted. So it creates a lot of dilemma in their minds, and that I feel is really complex for one to handle when they are so little and they do not understand relationships and bonding at that time, yet they are faced with such kind of tug of war that they kind of get completely lost as to what they should be expecting. So these are the 4 kinds of attachment that I wanted to share with you. Maybe the viewers would be able to relate to any of these scenarios that I have spoken about. But nothing is lost in case, you know, you are not a child who has a secure attachment. We can always improvise our relationship. But the first thing to do it is to understand what happened in our early childhood years, and why we behave or react in such a manner. And once we understand that, I think there is a ray of hope everywhere, and we can work out our relationships. Now, here's the kicker. Attachments doesn't just show up in relationship, it shows up everywhere. In how you parent your child, in how you handle conflict at work, in how you speak to your inner child. It's evident from how you behave, whether you chase love or you push it away, or you feel it, you crave for it, you find an inner void. These are not your personality flaws, I must tell you. These are attachment egos from long ago. Now here's the good news. Your emotional GPS can be updated. You can do healing to yourself. You can change your attachment pattern, or I can tell you, you can change your neural network. And how can we do it? There are various ways. First, you need to understand your attachment style, and you can journal about it. You can make mindful reflections, which are great tools to change the mindset, to change the pattern of thinking. And these are the first steps of healing, I must tell you. Also, you can take therapeutic support. You might want to deal with certain things in your inner child. You can approach a therapist who would help you with a session of hypnosis, or any counseling session, or a few sessions that would help you deal with these feelings and make you feel safe in relationships. 2 more ways that I can suggest that you can change this pattern is by maintaining safe relationship. One is being with people who are more consistent, people who are supportive, people who are loving, and that would help you rewire and rethink about relationships, about how you feel about attachment. And another way is by reparenting your inner child, that is being gentle to oneself. We often say that love yourself, pat yourself at the back, and always appreciate yourself. So be gentle, be kind to yourself, and you'll see that you'll be slowly nurturing your feelings about yourself, and that would make you have more healthy relationship with people around you. Your earliest bonds may have shaped you, but they do not define you. You are not broken, but you are becoming, and the process of becoming is lifelong, sacred, and beautifully human. So if today's episode resonates with you, take time to breathe in the truths. Do not hate yourself for your relationship patterns, but try to understand that you have survived it and now you are going to thrive. Don't forget to share this episode if you feel that someone else needs to hear it, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Mockingbird Show and be a part of these conversations and the weekly podcast I come up with. And yes, be gentle with your past and be bold with your healing. Until next week, stay happy, stay blessed, and heal yourself.